This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, bus drivers in the Western District speaking out tonight about challenges in the area. They say they are being unfairly ticketed and are calling on the powers that be to get involved. Bus drivers on Grand Bahama who travel the western route say they are having their fair share of challenges. These drivers are outraged. They say that there are not proper designated areas for them to stop and pick up their passengers.
The bus drivers, the police is booking the bus drivers because there's nowhere to pull off the road. There's deplorable. The areas are so bad we can't pull the bus complete off the road, and if the police catch you there, they write you up. So we need help. Please tell them we need help.
Tucker contends that they are being pulled over by police officers even though they were given documentation which explains where they can stop in the area.
They put the sign there with a yellow crayon pencil on the road where is no place could put the bus stop. They put an axe in the road. Some the resident don't want you put the bus stop there. So that's why they put an axe. So we has been traveling with that for a long while. So the officer said to us, okay, I'm going to make it more easier for y'all. I'm going to put it on the papers, so when the police book you all have your papers to show that y'all are on the bus stop.
This bus driver says she was recently stopped and ticketed.
I thought it was wrong for an officer to book me on a bus stop. I want you all to let Mr. Greenslade know that some of their officers are very rude to us bus drivers. They must have respect because some of them are very young under me. That's why I asked if she know me. She gave me attitude. She cares not to look at my chart. And Mr. Greenslade, will you call your officers in and please talk to them? Thank you.
Now we spoke with officer in charge of the Road Traffic Department, Ken Ferguson, for his side of the story.
Can categorically now deny that because I personally did my research, and like I said to you, the amount of bus stop that I came across. And I know something was a foul, because or something wasn't right with that statement that was given to you, because I frequent the western end of Grand Bahama, and through my passing through, I had noticed these bus stops down there. I was wondering if someone had root them up or moved them. So that's not so. I don't know where that is coming from, but I can say to you today that the bus stops are there.
Now, Ferguson says bus drivers must adhere to the rules, and if they are being ticketed, he is satisfied that it is being done within the confines of the law.
We have intelligent officers on the force, and I don't think police officers nor road traffic officers would go about ticketing people for no justifiable reasons. That particular individual is kind of familiar to this office, but that's the next story for the day. All right, and assure you, me, the police is doing its job, and they're doing it in a professional and a proper manner.
Now, police officials say officers in the area closely monitor the traffic in the school zones and notes that bus drivers have been letting off and taking on passengers in areas that are not designated bus stops. Police say drivers have also been ticketed for various reasons like speeding, not wearing their seatbelts, and allowing front seat passengers to do the same. Police say bus drivers must adhere to the rules like every other motorist to ensure safety on the streets. In other news tonight, the hurricane season is over a week away, and Met officials are already giving a watchful eye to a developing weather system. Italia Hall has the details.
In less than 2 weeks, the Atlantic hurricane season will begin. The Bahamas is located in what is called a hurricane belt, and over the years, the Bahamas has taken many unpredicted hits. Chief Meteorologist Kirk James is encouraging residents to prepare in advance for the upcoming season.
What do we want residents to do? To not pay so much attention to the numbers. People could get overly fixated on numbers, and if the predictions are low, they figure they could relax a bit. But remember, whether the predictions are for active season or an inactive season, it only takes one system to devastate an area.
So far, some predictions have been released by Colorado State University.
Are we looking for 12 named storms, 5 hurricanes, 2 major?
While the hurricane season runs June through November, a preseason storm appears to be developing. James say they will continue to monitor this weather system.
Whether that system forms or not is still up in the air, but looking at the latest predictions, we don't see any real effect on the Northwest Bahamas in the days ahead from that system. It's going to be either a trough of low pressure or a low, non-tropical low, and it's forecast to take a northwest track, perhaps east of the Bahamas towards the southeast U.S. So the southeastern U.S. is really concerned about it.
The meteorologist is leaving this bit of advice for residents.
Residents need to know their vulnerability, check for structural soundness, stock up on water non-perishable, that's kind of standard. Never leave loose debris around. Make sure to trim trees. Make sure your insurance is current, and of course have a first aid kit, at least one first aid kit per family.
James says the key words are preparedness and vigilance despite any hurricane predictions, adding that residents should always seek safe shelter during the time of a storm. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Tally. Well, this Tuesday evening, the voters' register will close, putting an end to registration for the upcoming referendum. Chief Clerk at the Parliamentary Registration Department, Siobhan Saunders, clearing the air about those persons eligible to vote and the advanced poll.
Persons who have registered for the 2012 register. Once you have registered, then you don't need to come in to register for the referendum. On tomorrow is the last day that you can register, and we're open until 8 o'clock tonight and tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, the register closes. Then on Tuesday, the 31st of May, is the advanced poll, which will take place at the Police Training College on Pinus Way West.
Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Reno Smith reiterates that while one register will close, there is another national event that the Parliamentary Registration Department is preparing to facilitate.
The register closes for the referendum on Wednesday, the 25th officially. Registration for voters, the upcoming 2017 election will continue. And so persons who would like to register and participate in the 2017 election, we want them to come out continuously. Don't be afraid or discouraged by the announcement of the register being temporarily closed as of Tuesday night, Wednesday morning for the referendum. And so please come in and participate.
Now, while the voters' register is set to close in a couple of hours, the Say Yes campaign took its message to the streets this weekend to show support for the 4 bills. Italia Hall was there.
Residents turned out to support the Say Yes campaign march and rally on Saturday morning. The theme, Walk for Fairness for All. The Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, commended the committee for organizing the event.
I commend the committee on an excellent job. We still have a lot more work to do because I'm calling on the community for one person who understands the fact to tell the other person so that we can get the message right and we can remove all of the issues associated with misinformation.
Co-chair of the Say Yes campaign, Constance McDonald, says voters must remember Bahamian history.
We had to fight for these rights. There was a time when Bahamian men and women couldn't vote, especially women, and all 4 mothers, they fought for this right. We have to reason for ourselves. We weren't put on this earth to be unequal to each other. Men and women are equal in the sight of God.
McDonald shared her views on Bill number 4 that has been questioned by many Bahamians.
The Fundamental Rights and Freedoms section of the Constitution, Article 15, already has the word sex. If you don't define it in Article 26, you're going to have a problem. That's when you'll have the problem.
Heather Hunt, co-executive director of the National Say Yes campaign, is admonishing all Bahamians to go out and vote.
We have an opportunity on June 7th to make history and to make sure that our Constitution is corrected for our sons and daughters and for the future generations.
Supporters Jeffrey Cafferata and Patricia Albury say they will vote yes to the bills come June 7th.
To me, it's a very simple question. Equal rights for men and women. This is 2016, regardless of all of the other stuff.
There is no reason why rights in the Bahamas should be different because somebody was born a male or female. I have 3 daughters, and I don't know who they're going to marry, and I don't know where they're going to live. But they are Bahamians, and they should have the right that any other Bahamian has.
It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
In news from the crime beat, Cuban migrants were handed over to immigration officials yesterday. The 13 men and 5 women were found on Elbow Key and brought to Grand Bahama by the U.S. Coast Guard vessel Richard Etheridge. Reports say the group left Cuba for Florida in a rustic vessel and ended up on Elbow Key, where they were stranded for 7 days before they were rescued by the Coast Guard. Reports say they all appeared to be in good condition. They're expected to be transported to New Providence to await repatriation. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.